Yo, what's up guys? It's Genshin here, ready to bring some more Genshin Impact content, and today we are talking about the developer notes that just came out for Genshin not too long ago. And man, it's been a crazy day because we just talked about the Honkai Eva collab happening soon, which looks absolutely amazing. But yeah, today we're going to be looking at these developer notes for Genshin, as we're going to be talking about a lot of 1.2 things coming to the game that are going to be happening shortly. Now, it's not going to be the full notes for everything to come with 1.2. It is giving us a little sneak peek about some changes that people have been asking for, so it's a little bit of a Q&A session. Let's go and take a look at this and see what they got to offer. Before we get started, just want to give a shout out to all the support I've been getting lately. Shout outs to all the people that have been supporting and all the new subscribers. Shout outs to you guys. Thanks for all the new engagement within the comment section and stuff like that. Want to be engagement to it? Definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you want more Genshin news, any skip videos, or anything that had to do with my lore videos that I've been doing lately. Definitely like and subscribe to the channel for those type of things. Also, leave a comment, let me know what you think about these developer notes that we are just about to talk about in just a second. So question 1 is, I wish there was a private chat function so I could chat to friends before entering their worlds. And the answer was, a chat function is coming in 1.2. Travelers who have unlocked the friend system can chat with their friends from the friend screen or via a shortcut button. If your friends is offline, they'll receive your message the next time they log in. So there's finally going to be a chat system within the game coming, which is going to be fantastic for people who just want to chat to their friends, you know, outside of the world. You know, you just be sending them messages or whatever like that. Just something inside the game so you could chat with people even though you're not in their worlds and stuff like that. Obviously, there's still the problem with like how bad the censoring is, but that's another problem for another day. At least they're adding another quality of life thing that people want inside the game for so long, which is just a basic functioning chat function outside of just co-oping. Question 2 says, my friends keep changing their nicknames all the time and I can't remember who is who. I wish I could add a note. The answer was, in version 1.2, travelers will be able to select a friend avatar and add a name for them in a note. The name you add will show up in your friends list and in chats, and only you will see the name you give them. Hopefully that will make it easier to remember who is who. So obviously they gave people the freedom to basically choose your name however they want, because basically your name is actually not your account. Your ID is what actually your account registers on there, so that way you can actually change your name to whatever you want. But because of that, you know, you have so many friends on your friends, especially PlayStation players who like go over the cap that's in the game right now, because all their PlayStation friends let them go over the cap, which is absolutely insane that works that way. But yeah, so friends could be changing names all the time. You don't know who they are. This will be able to make it much easier for people to keep track of who is who, which once again is a nice quality of life touch thing that is happening coming to 1.2. Question 3 is, I wish that I could add a trackable pin so that after closing the map, I know which way to go. Just like with quest objectives, it gets annoying having to repeatedly open the map and check on a journey because you keep going off track along the way. And the answer for this was, the developers are planning to release a trackable map pin feature. Travelers will need to select a custom pin from the map screen and choose navigate. Only one pin can be tracked at one time. Now, this is something I wanted in the game for a long time. It's super annoying to put all these pins on the map. You have like 99 of them and you can't navigate to them like you can for like a quest marker or whatever. It's like, you know, you put these things on the map to remind you of something. You can even put a note to come back here, like to you know, do this like little puzzle if you didn't have the character. Maybe you didn't have a hydro character to unlock one of the seals or whatever it may be, and then you just can't navigate to it after you like teleport to the waypoint of closest near it. It's like you got to constantly keep opening your map trying to figure out where it's at. This is going to make things so much easier. Obviously, it makes sense. You can only navigate to one at a time. I mean, I don't think you can ever navigate to multiple things at a time. So this is going to be a nice touch to that. I cannot wait for this one to come in 1.2. Question 4. I wish I could repeat a domain without having to leave and re-enter. In version 1.2, travelers will be able to choose a domain challenge from inside the domain. No more leaving and re-entering. Thank God this is a thing. Holy shit. This is something that should have been in the game like since day one, but they're finally putting it in here. Finally, this is going to like reduce so much time, especially for PS4 players. I know the load times are like atrocious for you guys. So having to leave the dungeon, then queue back up with people, and then, you know, load back into it, like it's so much. So if this is going to be able to cut down on the loading times for these players, it is going to be a quality of life thing that's just going to make things so much faster for farming gear, for not even just PS4 players, but just people in general, everybody, including PC players like myself, this is going to make things so much faster. This is going to reduce load time, stuff like that. You know, all that adds up depending on how long you're like farming. You know, if you're farming a dungeon like, you know, 10 to 15 times, depending on how many resins you saved up or whatever, this is going to like cut down on that time. Don't, you know, the load of times add up, and this is something that's going to just make it better overall. So can't be much happier with how they're actually approaching this, and I'm glad it's actually being addressed. Question 5. I frequently miss out on domains and Leyline Blossom drops. Having to manually collect them is very inconvenient. The developers have improved the domains and Leyline outcrop reward system. From version 1.2, you won't have to collect the drop yourself because they'll be added straight to your inventory. So now you won't have to even do this no more. So you'll just have to, you know, I guess, use your resin, and then bam, they're just in your inventory. So you won't have to pick them up. I don't know who was leaving them inside of domains or Leyline drops. I don't know how you miss them. I mean, they're like giant bright things on the ground, but I guess some people were missing them, so it was a problem to some. I know there was the one thing that I saw people doing where Venti could pick it up and throw it off of the domains, which is kind of stupid. That he can pick up items, stuff like that. Now, you know, you won't have trollish Ventis in your party no more doing stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about that no more. So I guess this is a change for the better for something like that. Now, we got question number 6. I want a dialogue autoplay option. The answer for that was, and the developers have almost finished making it. An autoplay option for dialogue will be added in version 1.2. When the auto option is selected, dialogue will automatically progress to the next line once the current line audio finished playing. When dialogue option appears, it will pause to allow travelers to respond, then continue to autoplay as before. So this is something that's going to make things a lot easier for people who just want to chill out, you know, watch the story of something like that, especially if you get the Japanese voices. I know for people, you know, especially if you're streaming, stuff like me, you playing Japanese voices, that little awkward silence when you just don't know where the voice line actually stopped because of, like, you know, sometimes it may be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter than what you thought, and you may cut like a character off or something like that. Having an autoplay feature will prevent stuff like that from happening. You just chill out, you know, eat your little snack or whatever as you enjoy story time or whatnot. So definitely something that's going, like, you know, once again, another quality of life thing that's going to be inside the game that should have been in probably at the beginning, but at least it's being added so much early in the game's lifespan. I mean, this is only 1.2. Question 7. I wish there was a place to view the dialogue for quests I have already completed. Sometimes it's nice to go back over the story. Version 1.2 adds travel log section to the archive. All dialogue, text, and audio from previously completed Archon quests, story quests will appear here. This way, travelers can reread and play back the dialogue from the completed quest. That's actually insane that they're allowing you to actually play back the actual, the whole thing from, like, story things. So, you know, for my lore monsters out there, you want to check your facts and stuff like that, but you don't want to go back through, like, videos and stuff. You can now just do this within the game, which is nice. Obviously, they're not letting us, like, replay stuff. Maybe one day we'll be able to replay our favorite missions or whatever, but at the calls, you know, you get nothing for it. You just want to replay it just to replay it. Maybe that'll be something we can actually experience later on. Hopefully that's something they will do. But for now, this is what we got, this archive of, like, just the text and the actual dialogue. I'm surprised they put the dialogue in there, but that's something they did, so that's pretty cool. Next thing here is question 8, which is going to be in co-op mode, progress is interrupted whenever a player quits the game. Can this be improved? The developers hear you loud and clear, travelers. In the next version, travelers are free to leave co-op domains at any time without interrupting the battle for other travelers. Also, during co-op sessions, the host will be able to disband the co-op team just by returning to single player mode. After the team is disbanded, traveler own game progress will be restored. So I don't think this is never really a problem for me. I had never had a person leave co-op in domains. I have always done co-op domains with just friends, from, like, people I know from the stream or just people I just know. So it's never been a problem for me, but I guess that can just be an actual problem. So I'm glad they're addressing that for people who, you know, do use the co-op feature in, like, you know, just a solo queue mode. So if that's a problem, then I'm glad it's being addressed for players that are having a frustration with that in mind. Now, the other thing with the co-op session, being able to just leave, I think that's just a nice change. You just go back to return. So I think before, what you have to do is just, you have to either, like, delete everybody, or everybody will have to leave. Not delete, but you have to kick everybody, or everybody will leave before you can return yourself. If you just return, then it just disbands altogether. So just a faster way to do it. Once again, another quality of life change that's going to change the game in a nice aspect. All right, here we go. So last but not least, after developers let us have one final peek at their notebooks, it turns out that in version 1.2, travelers will be rewarded with one acquainted fate each time they ascend a character at level 20, 50, and 70. And for any previous characters that travelers have ascended, you can claim the acquainted fate rewards from the ascension material preview screen. So this is going to be another good way for us to start getting more acquainted fates. This is going to give people more incentives to level up characters they haven't been leveling. Level 20 is not something that, you know, should be worried about. Level 20 is actually pretty easy to do for majority of the characters you have. Now, of course, by this time in the game, a lot of you should be having at least about a full team and a half of about like level 70s right now, getting some level 50s in there as well and stuff like that. Level 20 shouldn't be that hard, and you're going to be getting acquainted fates for all of those, and then we're going to be getting even more acquainted fates for the characters we already did. You're basically getting like a refund for the ones we did. You're going to be able to collect those. You know, this is going to be something, just a nice extra way for it to get acquainted fates, because acquainted fates are pretty rare to come by. You get a couple in the battle pass, and maybe you'll get one from an event, and the event is like, you know, doing something like that. Maybe we'll get one in the mail or something from some, you know, some random reason, but they're pretty hard to come by, just the standard wishing. So just having access to more free fates, more free wishes period in the game, in any type of nature, is definitely welcome, because it's not easy to get wishes, and this is just a way for people to, you know, get an extra chance to get something in the game. Maybe you'll get lucky, maybe you'll get something. Standard wishes can't be used on anything else, so you might as well use them like as soon as you get them. Nothing really save them for. So just, you know, just getting extra stuff, extra free wishes that we could use at any time, which then again can go inside the shop and give you more shop rewards and stuff like that too. Last thing to say here is the weather is getting colder these days. Look after yourselves, travelers, and stay away from snowy mountains. They are just not safe. Well, that just marks the end of this developer discussions. Watch this space for more info on upcoming systems and characters. We certainly wouldn't want you missing out on any of the juicy details. So once again, they're just letting us know that this is not the end of 1.2. This is just scratching the surface of the systems that's going to become. So we're going to be getting the full details at a later date, talking about all the systems to come in 1.2, and of course sneak peeks at some of the characters that will be coming at 1.2. So obviously, you know, if it's going to be anything like this, we're going to be probably going to be getting like a couple of 5 stars and some 4 stars thrown in the mix, so we can have a nice diverse of characters coming for the next patch. So definitely look something forward to. I can't wait for that. Obviously, we got the new event coming tomorrow too for the gliding event. So, you know, they gave us that event happening, and then they gave us a little sneak peek for us, something to look forward to for 1.2. So they're doing some nice little in-between things as we work towards getting to that actual 1.2. 1.1 been great so far, but things are just going to be changing. Man, they're doing some nice quality of life things to the game overall. I can't wait to see how this game is going to change just over time, because, you know, just thinking about it, like, imagine how this game is going to be a year from now, from all the quality of life changes and things that they keep implementing in the game, from player feedback and just from things as overall, just things they think would just make the game better overall. Yeah, so I just can't be more happier in the way that they're approaching this material and the way they're being so talkative about it and stuff like that, just trying to get us to be more excited about the things to come. Anyway, if you like anything I said today, drop me a like, I greatly appreciate it. And if you want to hear more from me, follow me on my socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know the next video goes live. As always, my name is Dyken, and I'll see y'all next time. Signing out.